Hello and welcome. Today's class, we will be focusing on hip openers, so you will need a strap. And later on for suryanamaskara, 2 blocks might be helpful. You can begin in a seated, comfortable posture, stacking your hips above your knees to support the spine. And connecting with our breath, you can place one hand over your heart and one on your lower belly, noticing where the breath is rising and falling. We will focus on diaphragmatic breathing and feeling the breath in our lower bellies by counting 4 inhale, holding for 4, exhale 4, and hold for 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 2, 3, 4, hold 2, 3, 4. Now on your own. And you can continue the inhale, hold, exhale, hold, perhaps extending your exhale, finding your own rhythm. Eventually, on your last exhale, dropping the practice and allowing your breath to rise naturally. We can then move on to our backs, meeting in supta padangusthasana, reclining big toe pose, starting on our right foot. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to deepen. Remaining with the breath and rolling our shoulders back down into the support of the earth below us. Again, inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to deepen, engaging in the quadriceps and eventually moving the straps into the opposite hand to move into Parivrtta Padangusthasana, twisting, reclined, big toe pose. Really focusing on anchoring the left shoulder into the ground and engaging in the right leg. This is and inhaling to bring the leg back up through center and exhaling down to Parshva Padangusthasana. Remaining active in this pose, not allowing the heel to drop, anchoring through our left hip and right shoulder. Eventually inhaling back through center and exhaling. Coming unbound, I like to move into happy baby, swaying from side to side, grabbing the big toes and maybe coming into a full straddle before setting up for supta Padangusthasana on the other side, binding the left foot, engaging in the quadriceps of both legs, and remaining active through the feet. Rooting the shoulders back into the earth and inhaling to extend and exhaling to deepen. Inhale, extend, exhale, deepen. Inhaling, coming into Parivrtta Padangusthasana. Maybe turning to the opposite side to deepen the twist, noticing the breath deep in the belly. If you're feeling wobbly, remember to anchor your left shoulder into the ground and inhaling through center. Again, switching hands and coming into Parshva Padangusthasana. Remaining active through both legs, pulling the feet towards the back wall. And driving the left hip into the ground. Remaining anchored with the earth's support. And inhaling back through center. Can move our strap to the side and take a full body stretch into full spinal rolls. We'll eventually meet standing on our mat. Slowly to rise. We can begin our standing joint series with a spinal roll, slowly coming up vertebrae by vertebrae, waking up the spine. Again, feeling each vertebrae stack on top of the other, and slowly taking neck rolls in each direction, Starting in our shoulders to rotate bigger, starting in little circles, eventually moving into larger circles with our whole shoulder and arms, and finding the opposite direction, starting in your shoulders, moving into your biceps, and eventually into full rotations in the other direction. Finding room and swaying our arms very lackadaisically, and eventually with breath in each movement, moving into finding movement through our hips, wide circles, finding the full range of motion, and just rolling out your wrists, finding some flow and activating the ankles, and we'll meet at the top of our mat, using each block on either side of the top of our mat, in Tadasana. Finding our breath here, connecting with our intention for practice, meeting our hands through heart center, rising and forward fold. Now might be a good time to grab your blocks. First, deep forward fold, bending our knees, noticing how our body feels, and flat back up, inhale, exhaling back down to forward fold, and swan dive, meeting our hands through heart center, inhaling up, swan dive forward, and inhaling halfway lift, exhaling back, knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga, and inhaling cobra, exhaling to downward dog, the first of our practice, pedaling out, finding where our body's laying right now in this moment and meeting it for a few rounds of breath. On your next inhale, you can look forward and step between your fingers, ready to inhale all the way to rise. Finding Tadasana before easing into our sun salutation practice. Again, connecting with breath. Inhale, rise, swan dive forward, exhale, inhale, flat back, exhale, stepping back to chaturanga, knees, chest, chin, modified chaturanga, and inhaling to cobra, exhaling to down dog, maybe bending your knees to lift your hips, gazing just past your belly button, and inhaling to step forward, exhaling and inhaling to rise, hands through heart center, inhale, rise, exhale, forward fold, inhale, halfway lift, stepping back, chaturanga. Exhale, inhale, cobra, and moving back into down dog. Again, pedaling, finding breath, and back to forward fold, inhaling, rise, and exhaling to heart center. Inhaling, exhaling to forward fold, halfway lift, and stepping back into low lunge for a few rounds of breath, and meeting in chaturanga. Inhaling in your cobra, greeting the sun, and moving back into downward dog. Flowing into spinal roll, and finally meeting at the top of our mats to rise. Inhaling, we will flow. Forward fold into another low lunge. Breathing here, connecting to the ground, moving to chaturanga, inhaling through cobra, exhaling to downward dog. A few rounds of breath here before stepping or hopping forward and inhaling to rise. Feeling the prana move through after a few rounds of suryanamaskara, and reconnecting with the intention as we rise. Swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back and flowing through chaturanga. Inhaling cobra. Exhaling into downward dog. Inhaling our right foot up, squaring off the hips. And moving into high lunge or crescent. Here is a good time to locate your blocks and use them for twisted crescent moon by lifting in the back leg, activating the glutes and squaring the hips off. Eventually making your way into chaturanga, knees, chest, chin. Inhaling cobra. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling, look forward, hop or walk to the front of your mat, and inhaling to rise. Inhaling again, exhaling, swan dive forward, flat back, flowing through chaturanga, and inhaling to cobra, back into downward dog. Inhaling the left foot up, opening the hip and moving through and into crescent high lunge. Another time to grab your block and find what setting works best for you, which level of the block. Lunging forward and activating both quadriceps, moving back into chaturanga, flowing through cobra, and exhaling into downward dog. The last of our practice today. In your next inhale, looking forward and stepping, inhaling to rise and exhaling through heart center. We will meet in a seated position, maybe relocating your block, finding comfortable seated posture to return to our diaphragmatic breath. Pranayama, helping the physiological state to align with the body. Noticing where your breath is. Inhaling, hold, exhale, hold. Eventually dissolving any technique and noticing the breath rise and fall. Finding ourselves in Shavasana, you may want to grab a blanket for warmth or use the props to help support your body. Finding stillness. Laying the weight down that you so patiently bear, devoting yourself to the stillness and feeling the earth receive you. Allow your next breath to ripple through your body, deepening your final resting. Slowly sensing your body gently wiggling life back into your fingers and your toes. You can roll onto your side in fetal position using your arm as a pillow. Slowly guiding yourself up to a seated posture. Bringing our hands to our heart center, connecting with our intention of practice, and noticing our love, that which all life flows from, bringing our prayer to our third eye in gratitude for the wisdom of our mind, and gently bowing forward to our practice. Namaste. Thank you for joining me.